Hey y'all, hope you're doing good today. I am prepping supper because we have Thursdays are kind of a busier day. I have client calls on Thursdays and one kid has gymnastics, and so it ends up being a busy day. So I like to do Crockpot meals on those days as best as I can. And today I am going to do Crockpot BBQ Chicken. This is the easiest, y'all. So I put in my Crockpot, I've got, I think it's roughly like 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You could certainly use chicken breast too. I like chicken thighs because to me, they just have more flavor and more moisture to them to where they don't get so dry. I've got an onion here that I'm gonna cut. Get this off. So what are y'all up to? It is pouring rain here today, which we are so thankful for the rain, especially here on our farm. We're, Lord willing, going to be able to bale some hay this year, so we are not complaining one bit about the rain. Yes, it is a sloppy little mud pit over here, but we'll take it. We will take it. So anyways, I was just talking with a client right before I decided to do this. I'm actually in between client calls right now, and so I was like, okay, I know I've got to do dinner before I get on my next call, and why not bring y'all along and while I'm prepping, because it's that easy. But I truly believe that you can make just about anything you want food-wise and make it healthy. For me and for us in our home, quality is of utmost importance to us. Now, we are not perfect over here. I've never claimed to be perfect over here at all. And so I love to be we love comfort food, and we love all the normal things that people eat. But I just pay a lot of attention to the ingredients that I'm choosing and trying to figure out ways that I can swap things. So I do a lot. I love cooking. I love me some Food Network. That is where I taught myself how to cook through watching lots of Paula Deen. If you know, you know. Paula Deen, she's my girl. I love her. But a lot of the stuff that she makes is not exactly the most healthy. And so I love to be able to look at recipes and figure out ways that I can swap ingredients to make it work for us and our family, and that will be nutrient dense and healthier options. So when I'm doing that, I love to look into things like inflammatory oils. And if you'll flip it over, side note, don't believe everything that's on the front of a package. The marketing on the front of the package a lot of times is garbage. So if you see something that says 0 sugar or low fat or organic even, or whatever else the labels are, flip it over and actually look at the ingredients. I'll give a perfect example. Bone broth or chicken stock that you buy at the grocery store. I have done it many times. I'll go and I'll pick up a bone broth or a chicken stock, and it'll say organic chicken stock or organic bone broth. And you flip it over on the back, and there's caramel color in it. There's yeast extract, which yeast extract is actually MSG. It's another word for MSG. You would be shocked at some of the crud that's going into these products, but they're marketing it so well that people are just grabbing it and thinking, oh, well, it's organic, so it must be healthy, right? So looking at ingredients is key. Things that I like to look for are going to be inflammatory oils. So I want to steer away from things like canola oil, vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil. Like those are those are polyunsaturated fats. So you might have heard the term PUFAs before. That's what that is. And they are highly, highly chemically processed oils that wreak havoc on our systems and produce a lot of inflammation in the body. And so I look for oils. I look for added fillers, a big thing is even food dyes, your caramel colors, your red dye 40 or whatever it is. Hey, bud, hold on a second. He's got his little remote control skid steer down here, and that thing is actually pretty loud. Yeah, it does kind of sound like a pencil sharpener. But so all of that to say, I'm just encouraging you to really pay attention to your ingredients. If you are on, this isn't just a side note, if you are on Instagram, there is a guy that I love to follow, and his account is Flav City. It's FLAVCITY. If you'll follow him, he does a ton of ingredient research and shows you, he goes to all different kinds of grocery stores, and he will do kind of like product recommendations, and will show you the differences in ingredients. Like I've learned a ton on ingredient knowledge just from him. So that would be a good account to follow if you're like, I don't even really know how to read an ingredient label and or what would be considered, not ideal. And so anyways, all that to say, we have spaghetti in this house. We have tacos. I made an enchilada casserole the other night, which maybe sometime I can get on here and do that with you guys. We eat chips and things like that. It's just, we're choosing products that are better ingredients. In terms of oils, looking at things like avocado oil, and it needs to be 100% pure avocado oil. Extra virgin olive oil, preferably if you can buy organic, cold pressed, extra virgin olive oil in glass jars, that would be like ideal. Beef tallow, organic grass-fed beef tallow, actual real butter. We love the Kerrygold brand. It's a grass-fed butter. Hey, Bowen, can you wait 1 second until mommy finishes talking? But actual real butter. Ghee, Ghee. Ghee is actually a clarified butter. You grass-fed, you want to do that. So those are just an example of how you can swap out your oils and some things to look for on your oils. But so a little bit of education there. Back to the recipe. I've chopped up an onion with my 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. Bowen, he listens pretty good, doesn't he? So the next thing I'm going to do, I am going to add in a jar of, I love the Primal Kitchen brand. All of their condiments, their sauces, everything are literally like such good ingredients. No inflammatory oils at all. There's not a ton of added sugar in this at all. Just very good ingredients. We like their Hawaiian barbecue sauce. They also have just like a regular barbecue sauce, and it's sold at most grocery stores or Thrive Market. Thrive Market is another great place that you can find this. But I'm actually going to put a jar of this in. If I can find the little doohickey. Looking at my time, I gotta get with it. I gotta get on another call here in just a little bit. Okay, so full jar of this is going in. And actually, I only had 1 jar of this in the pantry. Probably if I had a second jar, I'd go ahead and put 2 jars in here. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of water in this and put the lid on and kind of shake it up and get the rest of this out. 1 second. And then I'm just gonna shake this. I do this with my spaghetti sauce too. So if I like the brand Raos, R-A-O-S for spaghetti sauce. And I will do the same thing. I'll put a little water in and kind of get the rest out. And then y'all know I eyeball everything So I'm sorry. I will do my best to type out a recipe in the comments here after a while, but I'm the eyeball queen. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of maple syrup in here. So that's about good there. And then I'm gonna put a splash of apple cider vinegar. Y'all, I'm sorry. A little bit of apple vinegar. That's probably like, I don't know, a tablespoon-ish. I've got garlic powder. So I'll probably do, I don't know, a teaspoon. I'll come up with the recipe, okay? And then I've got some chili powder. And then I'm gonna do some salt and pepper. And you can just do salt and pepper to taste. I need to refill my little rooster here. He's getting low. And pepper. Boom, that's it. I'm gonna pop this lid on and I am going to put it at high for I'm gonna do 6 hours. High for 6 hours. And that's done, and dinner's done. And you know what else? I'm just going to serve it with, I've got some potatoes. I'm gonna chunk up some potatoes, and you could make like barbecue chicken bowls. So you could, layer your potatoes on bottom, put your meat on top, top it with like a slaw, if you wanted to make a slaw, or whatever you would normally put on like a chicken sandwich, you could do that. The other thing that I like to do, let me grab them. And probably what we will use, we like the Canyon Bakehouse. These are gluten-free. These are little like brioche style rolls. So kind of like a Hawaiian roll. We have to eat gluten-free here. We've got some issues with gluten. And I don't, this is another side note. I don't, typically I won't tell my clients to go gluten-free unless we run a gut microbiome test and our anti-gliadin, which is a component of the gluten protein, is out of control. Then at that point I'll say, okay, obviously we're having a issue to gluten, and so it'd be wise to cut it out. Otherwise, if we don't have an issue with it, to be honest with you, gluten-free products in and of themselves aren't always healthier. I think that we think that a lot, that, oh, well, I just got to eat gluten-free, it's healthier. And that's not necessarily the case. Again, it goes back to reading ingredients. And if you read the ingredients on a lot of gluten-free products, they're kind of garbage. So with that being said, these are gluten-free. However, these are not perfect. Okay. And just like I said earlier, I'm not perfect. These do use canola oil in them, so not ideal. We do not have these on the regular. So just side note there, I do think that there is space for things in moderation, and that it's, not the majority. And so every now and then when we want a little slider bun or something, this is what I will use. Again, it goes back to looking at quality of ingredients. The Canyon Bakehouse does make a couple of varieties of bread. They're Mountain White and they're 7 grain. Both of those varieties are made with extra virgin olive oil. So that is what we use primarily in our home when it comes to gluten-free bread. We're either eating that, or we can actually tolerate sourdough bread really well. Sourdough bread technically is not gluten-free. However, through the fermentation process of sourdough, it breaks down the gluten even further. And so some people actually can tolerate sourdough bread really well that has gluten sensitivities. So all that to say, no, don't come at me. These rolls are not perfect. I told you we're not perfect. We make the best choices that we can with what we've been given. And that's all that you really can do. You do the best that you can. And when you can make the better choice, like make the better choice. And that's why I'm saying a majority of the bread that we're eating in this home I am paying attention to ingredients. I'm just paying attention. So that's my spiel on gluten-free. Because you can really find great organic quality bread that's not gluten-free, that has better ingredients in it than a lot of gluten-free things. So just throw that out there for you. If you've ever thought that gluten-free means you're eating healthier, that's not necessarily the case. Again, it always goes back to ingredient knowledge. The more simple the ingredients, the better. If there's 15,000 ingredients on the back of something, like, it's going back on the shelf, like, bye. So the more simple the ingredients, the better. We're looking at inflammatory oils. So yeah, I could talk about this kind of stuff all day, y'all. Some of y'all are clients, past clients on here. Y'all know I can talk food. Anyways, so my chicken's in here. We'll shred this up, and the kids may want to have it on a slider bun. I'm actually going to do mine on top of some sweet potatoes that I roast in the oven, and I'm also going to do a side of a broccoli salad. Maybe I'll share that recipe with you here sometime too, but that's what's for dinner tonight. So hope that's helpful. Let me know what questions you have. And I will later today, I'll get back on here and I'll try to post this recipe. Sorry, y'all, I don't measure a dang thing. It's more fun to just not be so rigid on measurements, you know? So anyways, yeah, I'll get on here and try to come up with some kind of recipe to post in the comment. Right now, I'm going to hop off because my children are having a sibling feud that I need to handle. But we'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye.